Good morning, everyone. It is just me, Christopher Cassess, here today. My business partner is not joining. I'm very excited to announce some new technology that we are launching as what we feel that we are the preeminent human capital management leader in the space, with a full suite of services for business owners, operators, et cetera, to provide to you all. What I was going to do is I'll show a quick video, and then I'll get into the technology platform that we're offering and take some questions for you all. But I think this should kind of encompass what we do rather than me rambling on here for about 10 minutes. We've been in the space since 2015. We onboarded our first client in January of 2016. We are a national human resources company. We are from Washington, Oregon, California, through the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast states. So we have presence in about 16 states and growing. We provide a full suite of services to all clients, right? Banking, onboarding, your entire tax remittance, your whole back office essentially for the cannabis space, but really for all your employees. We do this, and we took pretty much a proven model. I think everyone in the audience has heard of an ADP Total Source, a TriNet, an Insperity, perhaps a Paychex or a payroller of some sort. We took a proven model and turned it into the cannabis space because we saw a clear need for this from the clients and the people that we had spoken with. We've done this over the last 3+ years. We are running payroll for over 1,200 to 1,300 employees, and we should double that in the first quarter of this year. What we've seen is a change. We've seen kind of a shift in the clients that we've dealt with. I think in the beginning it was just, can I get a bank account? You know, can you guys help me find more employees? Can you guys help us from an onboarding and a compliance perspective? But we've seen a kind of a genesis or a transformation into a much more robust set of needs for these clients that we have. We need to onboard, we need to retain clients, right? A lot of the owner-operators are vertically integrated companies we have. Turnover is a huge problem, right? You know, it's upwards of 100% at some clients over the year. It's too much, right? It's a strain on any company's infrastructure. We step in and do that, right? Focus on your core competencies. We will take all the back office components from that. From then on, it becomes, how do I not only retain these employees, but how do I make them better? How do I grow them in our organization? How do I keep them? We come in with a whole suite of what we call keys to success. How do we keep them from onboarding, from hello to goodbye, and we go from there. So I'll kind of click through this. If we can get to the video, we will. Look, every company should have a mission, a vision, a values, right? They need to have your ethos, your culture, what has created what your brand is in the market, not just the product itself, but also who you are as a company. So we do that ourselves. We have certain trainings that we do with C-suite clients. So we do a mission, vision, values training. If you don't have that, you're going to have a problem both attracting and retaining talent in this space. Most of this space is millennials. You know, a lot of the people working in this industry are in that 26 to 30-year-old range. Social media is extremely prevalent. They look at companies in a different way, and I'll get into that, and cover letters and resumes and how things have changed. But if you don't have a strong mission, vision, values as a C-suite, you're going to lose out on hiring better employees. You know, we all know what's going on in the industry. It's growing. It's an explosive growth industry. For me and for our company, the widget is employees. The more worksite employees that we have, the more valuable we are to both our investors and where we are in our growth rate, right? We see about 500,000 jobs in the industry by 2020. You can argue with me if it's more, if it's less, et cetera. But right now, that is what we target. The more people we run payroll for, the more people we have on our HRIS platform, the more valuable and accretive, you know, that is to our business, and that's what we focus on. So problems, right? Small to mid-sized businesses, or SMBs within cannabis, have lots of challenges. Banking is one of them. We don't purport to be the panacea for all banking woes, but we do have and employ a strategy of using banks that are cannabis friendly throughout the country in the states that we work in. We do not use SIFI banks. You know, we use specific cannabis banks to run our payroll and do our tax remittance with. So we basically look at it from the up and up. We can help develop banking relationships, but we also do not layer, structure, integrate, or do any of those nasty money laundering type terms that we stay away from. But time, right? Payroll, it's incredibly time consuming, and it strains organizations. From really gathering the time and attendance down to the individual employee. So we help with that with a series of things, right? We have a time and attendance system, we have biometric clocks, they all feed into our payroll system, right? So we can geolocate, it's down to a phone, we have apps on the phone for the employees to basically log in, to do dynamic scheduling, all the things that take an incredible amount of time or strain on the individuals within the organization. As we look at cannabis companies that we've dealt with, they've matured where it's not just one administrative assistant or one executive assistant that wears 10 different hats or a CFO. We come in with a really entire back office product and suite of products to help you with that. But especially for the millennial generation, if it's on a phone app, it's important. Talent, we talked about recruiting, attracting, retaining, but if you can't get talent or human capital, your business is going to fail at some point anyway, and you do not want to have 100% turnover, like I said, and we've dealt with. So we mitigate that by doing a whole host of things. And compliance, right? I think companies are so focused on the compliance side of the business in terms of the regulatory pieces, they forget about all the EEOC and compliance on the human resources side. So we step in and do all that. I think the New Frontier individuals talked a little bit about recruiting, but we look at this a different way, right? You as the employers or the business owners have to find talent. You have to both attract it, you have to find it quickly, you have to be able to hire these individuals readily and have a pool of individuals, not just a job board and the specific things we talked about before, Indeed, Glassdoor, Simply Hired, you name it, Monster, Career Builder, Craigslist, a number of ways that are extremely time consuming for you all as business owners. We're going to take all that away and change that because we see a need that hasn't been filled in the industry yet. So with that, our new application from Faces, it looks at it from a different perspective. We are creating a social network for both employers and employees. This group of people that are creative, individual, unique, that revolve in the cannabis space need a different community to post their jobs and their interests more than just that. So what we have is the following, and we're going to launch this in the next 30 days, right? It's an online social network for all employers and job hunters that we haven't seen yet in the industry. The technology is iOS, Android, right? It's very phone and tablet specific. It creates basically a V-card for the employees, but with a video resume component that we've tailored to this individual, so they can come in through our system and post up something that's a little more unique than just a cover letter, than just a resume, things that have dragged down the industry a lot, but also not just from the employee or the job hunter, but for the individual company that's looking to hire, because they have to sift through tons of resumes, but it never gets to the culture, the person itself. So that's why we're pitting a lot of this technology on really a video type resume that's tailored specifically and very easy to use. They don't have to use a ton of different applications. It's tailored through our product and our application that we're launching out. So if you sign in, you build a profile, and you'll see that it's very Uber looking. So you'll have heat maps and pins as to who's hiring. So those pins, and I'll get to that, trip up the actual company. So whether it's MedMen and Andy Williams and all, you can click on, or the job hunter will click on the pin, and that will bring up the job itself and let them basically geotell where they're looking for and versus where they live or where they're interested in working, which takes away another component of questions. Next, for the employers or the companies that we work with, we're going to allow a lot more onto the website, because millennials are looking for not just a salary range, they're looking for reviews like what you'd find on a Glassdoor. They're looking for more information about the companies from a social networking perspective, Instagram, blogging, what have you. They want to know more. We put that into the platform itself, as whether in addition to some content and some additional, I wouldn't say advertising, but I will, but more things on the company and the product that we can put on the platform for job seekers to take a look at and understand. And we also share data as well to other companies outside of New Frontier, but BDS Analytics, et cetera. So as these jobs grow, so does our company, and we continue to scale. I don't know, AJ, were you able to get the video, or can you kick it, or no? On another screen, if not, that's okay. I'll keep going. I think I saw Simplifia. If you guys know, that's a company. We know Marion very well. We have a similar app that we've launched, which is an HR checklist. So as you start your companies on a national basis, you'll want to actually look and see if you are adhering to EEOC kind of components in each of the states you're in. California and Massachusetts are very different than other states. You have to look at your employment laws there. We have a checklist for y'all that's easily downloadable and usable, and it will help you from just an overall understanding of compliance as it relates to employees as you, the employer. Okay? We all have an exit strategy. Look, we look at other companies, small to mid-sized payrollers, and as well as the ones I mentioned before, an ADP, an Insperity, a TriNet. We have data, we share data. We're vertically integrated. We look at ourselves as almost a part of an ERM. So you have a point of sale to the back end of business intelligence companies like a Baker Analytics. We fit right in there with our platform, and that'll be in the next iteration of what we do. Banking, like I said, many banks out there that we use, non-SIFI banks that are actually cannabis compliant, if you will. And that's really our strategy on that. But we're very excited to launch this application. We think it's going to be a game changer in the industry. We think it's going to help you all in terms of hiring and creating a social network for people and really reduce time to find your employees. So yeah, with that, I'll try to keep on time here. With that, any questions you may have for me? All right, quiet room, yeah. Say 30 days. Yeah, it'll be live in 30 days. We have our prototype, and we'll push it out to y'all. Yeah. Yeah, sir. Is this subscription based? Yeah, we're going to look at it from kind of 3 ways to monetize the app. It'll be free for job seekers. For the companies that are looking to hire, we can do it as a small monthly subscription. We could do it as an entire package where the company will pay us a monthly recurring revenue or a monthly, or it can be based on the jobs that they recruit through. So if they do it individually and they find a job seeker, they match it up, they hire them, we'll have a negotiated rate with them that's at a discount basis. Perm placement, it can get expensive. We don't want to sit here and charge 25% for a job, but what we've done is we've packaged these rates and made them very competitive, and we think that the app will help us do that. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, anything on the video, or we're done on the video? No, we're dead on that? Okay. Well, anyway, so look, it's faceshcm.com. Most of that information is available through the conference. You can see the app, you can see our technology and see what we do. I'll be around all day. I look to speaking with you all. So, hey, thank you very much.